I don't know about you, but if I had a secret to only reading 5-star books, I would take it every single time. Personally, I do not prefer reading books that I think I'm gonna give less than a 4-star. And over the years, I feel like I've gotten pretty ruthless on how I make decisions on which books I'm going to read. And today I'm gonna be sharing those with you so you can read only 4 and 5-star books this year. Hi everyone, my name is Kara. If you are new here, and today we're gonna be talking about how you can read only 4 and 5-star books this year. Over the years, I feel like I have gathered some really useful tips, and I want to talk about these with you today because I am sick of reading bad books. We don't have time to read bad books, you guys. Okay, first tip of how to read only 4 and 5-star books this year is you have to get ruthless about DNFing books. We are only on Earth for a short amount of time, and if reading is your hobby like it is mine, you need to prioritize books that you are enjoying. If you are reading a book, no matter how far you are into it and you are not enjoying the book, why are you reading it? There is no one that is standing over us saying we have to do this as homework. I feel like it's been so ingrained, especially in the US school system, that you have to finish books that you start reading, or you have to finish a book because you must for a class or whatever. No one is testing you on this. No one is telling you you have to finish this book. It is only on you. And once I had the realization that it's okay to DNF books, that I can put books down that I am not loving, oh my gosh, my average rating for the year of books started to go up and up and up. I literally over the last 2 years have read a majority of my books were 4 and 5 stars. Unless I was super intrigued and I thought I was going to give a book a 3-star, that's the only reason I would keep reading, because I wanted to find out what was going to happen. But when I'm reading books and I don't care about the characters, I don't care about the plot, I don't understand what's going on, it's making no kind of impact in my life, literally put the book down. It is not worth it, babe. Reading is for fun. And unless this is your job, you should be having fun while you are reading these books, okay? And if you are not having fun, put the book down. You gotta start getting ruthless about your DNFs. I feel like you can go as ruthless as you want with this or as soft as you want with this. There's no rules, but I think it's so important to give yourself the freedom to DNF books because it really opened up a whole new world of reading for me, and it really allowed me to read for fun and to only read books that I'm really interested in. This is honestly the key to success. This is the key to it all, okay? DNF books that you are not interested in or not enjoying. One other way that I really like to assess whether or not I'm enjoying a book is doing kind of like 100-page check-ins on myself, okay? If I'm at the 100-page point and I am not like in it or excited about it or really interested in it, maybe consider, is this book gonna be a 5-star? Sometimes it can turn around and you can get a 5-star out of it. But I feel like 100 pages is a really good check-in point of whether or not you're gonna be enjoying this book in the long run. And I feel like the 100-page point, something should be happening at that point that keeps you intrigued and wanting to continue on. And if not, maybe do a little wellness check of, is this something that I really wanna be reading? And maybe that's not the point that you necessarily have to DNF it at, but just take into consideration, if you're at 100 pages and you're not super into it, maybe give it another 50 or 100 pages more, and is this for me? I don't know. If you're at the halfway point of a book and not enjoying it, big sign, maybe consider DNFing. Sometimes books can obviously change around, sometimes the endings can be incredible, but most of the time when I'm at like the 50 or 2/3 point of a book and I'm not vibing, consider your options. Kind of going off of that and being able to tell when you are feeling like you need to DNF a book, really get in tune with yourself. Really get in touch with yourself and think, am I feeling resistance when I want to pick this book up? Like when you have spare time to read your book, are you excited to pick this book up? Are you looking forward to the next part? Are you feeling like you need to stay up late because you need to know what's going to happen next? Like those are the signs that you should be looking for. If you're feeling any kind of resistance, I think there sometimes can be a little element of resistance in books, but if you're feeling resistance like, oh my gosh, I'm halfway through the book and I have no idea who the characters are, I have no idea what's going on with the plot, I don't really like the writing style, like put it down. If you're feeling resistance towards a book, I feel like it's not worth it to continue, in my personal opinion. I don't know, unless you're reading it for a review or your job or for some reason, I don't see a reason why you need to read books that you're not enjoying. I really don't. You shouldn't have resistance when you're reading from enjoyment. I think if you're reading to learn something, that could be a different conversation. But if you're reading a book that you're supposed to be feeling enjoyment from, that you're supposed to feel really intrigued into the plot, and that's not how you're feeling, While you're reading the book, put it down. Next recommendation I have for you is to detach yourself from the numbers game, okay? This can be a little difficult, especially if you are a goal achiever like me, okay? If you are someone who really thrives on getting goals, getting numbers, aiming to read a certain number of books every year, this could be a little bit of a difficult tip to take in, because I feel like when I set a goal, I want to achieve that goal. Okay, I want the check off that I did that goal. However, a couple years ago, I really took a step back from the numbers game of reading because why? Again, this is supposed to be for fun. I decided to set my reading goal for the year at like 1 book or like 0 books or something. And oh my gosh, the freedom I felt. It allows you to feel okay DNFing books. It allows you to feel like you can pick up what you're really in the mood for. It allows you to just ebb and flow with your moods throughout the year rather than feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to read 100 books this year. Let me find 6 200-page books that I can just breeze through in a weekend. Like, for me, reading should not be about a numbers game. It shouldn't be about hitting a goal. Yes, I think that there are times when you can hit goals like that, but I really deeply believe that reading should be a fun hobby for you. It should be enjoyable. You should want to get immersed in the stories that you're reading. And I think that approaching reading from a numbers game can almost be detrimental to the enjoyment that you're feeling when you're reading books. It can really almost like entrap you and make you not actually enjoy what you're reading because you're just trying to get to the next goal. You're just trying to get through the book and to the next one. And I feel like getting rid of that numbers game and taking a step back and just reading for your enjoyment can really be life-changing. The next tip I have is to find people who can give you really high quality recommendations. I personally went through a time where I tried to read some BookTok books, okay? And let me tell you, it didn't go well, okay? The first book and only BookTok recommendation I feel like I ever read was Icebreaker. And girl, hated it. I hated that book, and then I literally never trusted BookTok again. Like, personally, BookTok recommendations are not ones that I feel like were fruitful to me. I did read Icebreaker back like 2 or 3 years ago when BookTok was like fairly newish, so I'm sure it's completely different at this point. Long story short, what I want to say with this is find creators or lists or people that you find you have really similar tastes to. You have really similar interests in reading with, who like the same tropes as you, who look for the same things as you. There are so many different bookish creators out there, and I feel like aligning yourself to a couple people who you feel like give really high quality recommendations is gonna be key. Also, not to say you shouldn't step out of your comfort zone, because you actually should. And here's another thing, stepping out of your comfort zone, oh my gosh, can open your eyes to so many new recommendations, so many incredible books. Some of the books that I feel like I've rated 5 stars are books that I never thought I would enjoy. And I think it's really, really important to step out of your comfort zone. And say you step out of your comfort zone and you're like, hey, I'm 100 pages into this and I'm not really loving it. It's okay. You can put it down. You can put it down. That's okay. Again, read books that you're feeling like you're loving, but don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. And also, getting high quality recommendations can really help you read books that you feel like you're really enjoying. All right, those are my tips for readers of how to read only 4 and 5 star books this year. I hope you at least learned something and maybe want to try something out with the next couple books that you read. If none of this wasn't new information to you, that's totally okay too. I am super happy for you, and I hope you're reading only 4 and 5 star books. If you are interested in books that I have rated 5 stars or are interested to see if our reading tastes match up, I would encourage you to watch this video here of 10 books that have changed my life over the years. And I will see you all in my next video. Peace and love, everyone. Bye.